Hey guys, it's Adam here, and we're gonna do another how-to video. This one is this package that just showed up for me. This was sent to me by PriceDepot.com. There's the FLEXIMOUNT branded storage racks. These mount on the ceiling of the garage, and they don't need support from walls or anything. They come in different dimensions, and I'll put their info in the description if you guys want to look them up. But we're gonna see how this installs, and you can put it anywhere you want on the ceiling as long as you can locate these beams right behind the sheetrock, and they're easy to tell where they are for me because I can see the mud that's covering up the screw holes. Anyway, there's a lot of dead space behind this garage door when it opens up, so I think I'll use that space there for storage, and I can still have room for my bikes on this side, and this should be pretty good. So let's open this up and see what we got inside and how easy it is to install, or not. We'll find out. I'm installing the 4x8 foot rack. You can see each panel is 2 foot by 4 foot. You can get these in different sizes and combinations. I started by assembling all of the supports. Now the corner ones are going to be put together differently than the center ones. This shelf has 8. Here's a quick look at how it's assembled. 3 nuts and bolts, and then they're done. Now I'm putting together the shelf. It's several nuts and bolts along each edge, and each panel is the same. It doesn't matter which one goes where. They're all identical. When you're drilling pilot holes for your lag bolts, make sure you hit the center of the beam. These beams behind the sheetrock are only 1.5 inches wide. But if you hit the center, you'll have a really solid connection. It won't rip out. So there's 2 lag bolts per support, and I'm leaving them very loose so I can move them around, and I'll tighten them later. Now I'm measuring 2 feet from this corner one. I'm going to put in a center brace. Now there is a template that should have been included in my box. It was missing, but it's not a big deal. I just measured 2 feet down on each one because I knew that's how far they were. The template just helps you locate the bolt holes. Now I'm going to measure from the edge of the wall to this first beam here. And now I'm going to take that same measurement, and that's where the next row starts. And then the same for the third row. Now when it comes to any kind of do-it-yourself project, anything that has to do with a ceiling already has a strike against it because your arms get tired and your neck hurts from looking up. It's just not a fun place to do projects. But if I have a suggestion for you on this one, it is definitely get help in lifting this shelf up. This is one of the larger ones, so you're going to need help. Also, instead of holding it yourself, get some bungee cords and put them all around. That way you don't have to strain your muscles, and it's going to be a much easier project. So definitely bungee cords. So I'm not tightening anything, I'm just loosely putting it together, and at the end I will tighten everything. That way I can just adjust and move things around, and I don't have to worry about, oh, this is in the wrong spot, and totally undo nuts and bolts. I can undo everything by hand if I have to. And this brace goes all the way across the bottom, and that just adds extra support for the middle of the shelf so it doesn't sag and bend. This did take a while to install, but it really wasn't that hard. Well, here it is. It's all done, and I think installation went about what I expected. I really didn't have any problems. Even with the missing template, it wasn't that hard to figure out. I just measured the same distance from the wall, and that's where I made a mark on all these 3 supports, put in the 2 lag bolts, and then I measured 2 feet over, put in a couple more lags, 2 feet over, a couple more lags. And you don't have to be spot on when you put these supports up. You could be, you could make a mistake a little bit too far this way, not much, but if they're off a little bit, it really doesn't matter because these aren't super rigid. These can swing a little bit if they need to. So you just make sure you're putting them into the ceiling joists, and you can see where they've mudded right there, and you have these beams running down, and gotta say I'm pretty happy with it. So thanks again to Price Depot for sending that to me. I'll put a link to their website in the description, and you can check out this exact model that I installed, and let me know how you like it in the comment section if you do buy it. But I anticipate this is going to be really handy, especially since I can put a lot of stuff above the garage door where normally that's totally dead space. So anyway, we'll see you next video.